You are now listening to Fight Life Unfiltered.
Christian. I was like, you can come up because they have a Monday night game.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. He probably is. What's up, man?
We're live. I was just going to say, I wasn't going to interrupt anything. It's part of the best times of the podcast.
Yeah. We were talking about his branding, how he's got his logo on the Christian Coons podcast out of with my boy Trey Tipton.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. This is Ryan. He's the owner of Underdog, one of my sponsors, one of my business partners, if you will. Yeah.
So Underdog, what's the origin?
What do you mean by
as far as the business? Like, what's the whole
story behind it?
Yeah.
Is honestly just so me and my buddy Danny Landy, shout out to Danny Landy. He's actually really good friends with Christian Kuntz as well. We used to say this back in the day, like just a great day to be an underdog, and like that was like before anything. We would just like say to each other every day, like have that like mentality, and like one day I put on some T-shirts and it sold really well. People picked up on it and then just kind of ran with it from there. So really, it was never supposed to be like anything, but kind of screw, and like a lot of people could relate to it however they wanted, whether sports, athletes, your day, like 9 to 5 person, however you kind of wanted to put it into your life, kind of related to everyone. So I've been having fun with it since then. But
some of the best ideas come from like things that aren't, I feel like when people try too hard and it's forced, it's usually when it doesn't work. But when it just kind of happens, Underdog, I mean, that's, who can't relate with that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I always say, like, unless you're in that 1% of the world, like, everybody's an underdog. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, no matter what you're doing. Like, I feel like you can always progress too. You can always have that mentality to get to the top. So,
we were talking about that on the last episode with Luke, just that chip, having a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So I imagine.
Yeah, and Luke's like a national champion, and like, he was a like really, really good high school wrestler, youth wrestler, and he still carries an underdog mentality. You know what I mean? So
that's what it's not even about like, you could be really good at something, but it's about not getting content with what you're doing. So you can always have that chip on your shoulder. Just keep going. So it's like getting content with what you're doing. Like, oh, I'm the best. Like having that ego, but just kind of always carrying that, where you came from, proving yourself, right? And proving it every day wrong. Like, that's the way I like to look at it.
Where'd you guys meet?
Dude, so I just started repping his stuff basically. I met him through one of my other sponsors, The Closet. Another just like kind of partner. I used to go to The Closet owned by this kid Christian. I don't know how to pronounce that man's last name.
I have no idea either. Yeah.
But Christian owns this. I live in Bellevue, and I would go up to this store like once a week to kill time. And it was just like this vintage store. And then I started talking to the kid, and like I found out we're the same age. Dude's 23 years old, owns like one of the most successful stores in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's nuts. And then I, as my career started to progress and I started to like turn pro and stuff, and looking at sponsors and stuff, I wanted to reach out to people that like I actually support. So I like started talking to him. He was like, maybe we can figure something out down the line. He was like, but I know, he was like, you could work with this company called Underdog. So I think I maybe DM'd them.
Yeah. So, and it's like, it's always about like, I always feel like it's about who you know. Like, it's really how life works about, because like Christian reached out like a while back. His one like friend reached out and she was like, you want to like put your clothing in a store? I was like, yeah, like if you'd be willing to do that. And like, ever since I began to see like me and Christian, our relationship's grown, like personal and business wise, something really well there. And that's when he was like, he's like, yeah, there's this kid Lucas, like, I told him to reach out to you, like check your DMs. And then kind of ever since then, like, but it's good to see people like Lucas, who's like, you always have people reach out like one free stop or just one promotion. And but like Lucas actually, supports the brand. He like lives and breathes it. Like, so that's why, I'm more than happy to, sponsor him in anything he does. And it's cool to see.
You nailed it though, dude. Relationships drive everything. That's, as the older I get, the more I realize if you don't have relationships and you're not willing to network and build them, you're going to stay put. Like, everything has come from my willingness to reach outside of the box and try to make friends with people. And I'm pretty introverted. Doing a fucking podcast, like I'm not somebody that's out just trying to like network with everyone. But when I see somebody that's got something that resonates, my main podcast, 130, 140 episodes, almost every one of them has been driven through reaching out to somebody. I mean, I reached out to you on social. I'm like, hey, keep hearing your name. People are asking me to have you on. Let's do it. Then you meet somebody, and then it leads to the next thing. I mean, my kid's in a private school because I had Tim Kennedy on. Tim Kennedy introduced me to this gentleman, Matt Bodrow. They're partners in a school in Texas. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like maybe I was kind of joking, like I should move to Texas so that I can put my kids in their school. And he's like, well, I can introduce you to Ronnie. He lives in Pittsburgh. He just opened a school in Pittsburgh. Now my kids, like it's literally affecting my life just because of reaching out to people who you have common interests in. Right. So
yeah, I think that's like, I think social media can be, you know, it has its negative things. But I think social media can also be a great thing. It's a great networking tool. And one of my favorite things about it is like all the people I've met. It's like, imagine, like, I honestly look back, like, there's a lot of people I wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Instagram. Yeah. Which is wild. But yeah, and then I started following along with Underdog and just, like you said, just repping their stuff. Like, went to the closet, bought a couple t-shirts, and then I started following him, and I was like, oh, this dude lives it. Like, he's getting up at, do you sleep?
Yeah.
Like,
I would say I go to bed at like, I try to fall asleep by like 10, 11, then I'll get up at like 4 to 30.
You're an early.
Yeah, I just feel like just getting that workout out of the way in the morning to have like the rest of the day do whatever I need to, like, just drives me, because I hate like stopping in the middle of the day. I have to go work out. Like, I just want to keep running. Like, I don't know, I'm just like motored. Like, I hate like sitting next to my, like I should be doing something.
What's your routine? I'm an early morning, like at the gym by 5:30.
Yes,
every morning.
I'll wake up at like 4, and I'll get to the gym by like 5, and then I'll work out 5 to 7, come home, like eat breakfast and all that, and then, you know, work my day job. And then I'll kind of work on some things for Underdog. And then recently, you know, we're kind of in the works of putting together a supplement brand. So we'd have meetings for that, doing work for that. So it's always just trying to, you know, just be doing something at all times. Like,
see, this is why we're having like it's good. The network thing, dude. You and I are 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people like that in this industry. Ish.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's super similar for the Relentless podcast, and I want Ish to have him on, just so he can kind of tell his story, reach out to like a different brand. And that, you know, just connecting people. Like, you know, I think that's a big part of life is just like, you know, you got a circle and just bringing everybody with you into that circle and taking people with you as you progress into a career or build a brand or start a podcast. Like, why not, you know, help people out on the way?
Yeah. And I always say too, like, yeah, it's on you to drive your business, but you can't ever do anything alone. You need people. You need people to support you, people to buy your stuff. Like, you always need, like, you can't do anything alone. So like those relationships are so important.
But you got to learn how to buy your time back, right? And being able to outsource and delegate, right? Like I'm a control freak, and one of the big turning points for me in business, it sounds like we have a similar thing. Like I was just outside, like dealing with my team. Like I've got a day gig, puts food on the table, gives me insurance. It's something I've been doing for 15 years. I own 2 businesses. I have 2 podcasts. I train, I do all these things. It got to a point where my control freak nature didn't allow me to be as successful because I only have so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
And then you got to start realizing like, hey, having somebody that's good at doing something step in and help me doesn't mean that I'm not good. It's actually what all great leaders and successful people do. They find people who are good at what they do and they delegate it out and have them help make your dream. It's like, that's actually a sign of security and strength. It's not, and I recognize that now post my kind of personality traits of doing that. And I'm like, man, I recognize that now in other people where I'm like, hey, you can level up if you realize how to let go of the control of everything and just hold an expectation and trust that people are going to deliver it for
you. Yeah. It's almost like a pride thing too. Like, you know, you don't want to give up part control, but you know, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. You know, somebody that thrives in that area is going to help you where like you lack and pick up, you know, that weakness for you. So
yeah. I think that's like, and then like understanding, being grateful for like problems. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you have 2 podcasts, you're like, I gotta go film this one, you know, do this, that, and then I got my other and this and that. And it was like, well, you're doing what you love, so like you gotta be grateful for it. That's like, and that's been a big thing over the last couple of weeks for me is like selling these t-shirts, do this and that. Like, and it's not that I have to, it's that I get to, you know what I mean? And it's an opportunity. And then like sometimes, you rely on people like my girlfriend shipping out some of the t-shirts or making stuff like this band.
He's on her game, dude.
Dude, yeah. And it started off with, like you just said, it was like, she was like, why aren't you like asking me for help? And I was like, I'm not used to that. Like I do everything by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and then she was like, boom. And then she sent me this design. I was like, that's way better than I would have. And, I was like, damn, that's sick. And then like, reaching out to people about just like different stuff and like having a good team, a good support system, people that genuinely want you to be successful. And don't really want anything from it other than, you just being successful. Like if Underdog takes off, it'd be sick. I would be like, man, I got to be like, I was repping their stuff back when they were just like a local Pittsburgh brand. You know what I mean? That's the goal. And then like vice versa. You know what I mean? So I think that's like one of the cool things, like being grateful for the opportunity to be able to do stuff.
You probably see that. I mean, I would imagine you see that in fighting, right? If you can't do everything. You can't be an expert in striking, grappling. It's like you got to put your trust in other people to help you get to where you go. And so it's like the same thing applies in life.
Yeah, 100%. And you got to put your trust in the right people that genuinely want the best for you. Like for example, my two like day ones, Mike Wilkins and Will Morrow. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I got those guys whenever I need them, so I trust them the most. If I have a striking question, I mean, me and Will DM each other just videos of striking. Like he'll just DM me and be like told you it works. It's something we've been working on. And then me and Mike are always picking each other's brains when it comes to fighting in general. So just having a team around you makes life a lot easier.
What's your background?
Like,
as far as did you train athletics? Like what's
like in high school, I played soccer and baseball, and soccer was like my main sport. And like really, I got into weightlifting because like it always takes back like my dad, like when I was like 16 years old, because I was such like a scrawny kid in high school. And I remember he bought me this muscle milk like container and like brought me all this like lifting programs. I just like fell in love with it. And like that's my thing with training now. Like even when I was bodybuilding a couple years ago, like I never did any of this for like, I know that social media, everything today, it's like, look at me and like, people just like posting and doing this stuff just for like validation and attention.
It's not
I was just a kid who just loved training and, it was an outlet for me and like, it still is like, so that's why I love training. I do it because I want to help people and give back with the knowledge that I have. Like, so I worked with some of the best coaches in the world when I did, I did.
Where do you train?
So I train at Powerhouse.
Do you know Mark Forelli?
No, it sounds very familiar.
I think he trains at Powerhouse. Our kids are classmates together. He's become somebody I've been buddies with, but he's a shorter, bald-headed guy. He's done some shows. I think he's almost 50. I mean, the guy's absolutely a machine.
Yeah.
But good dude.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of, I competed a couple years ago and I just kind of got away from it. So now I'm just kind of getting more back in like the athletic, like running and things like that, just staying in shape. But that love for it is still there. I mean, I do this, like if social media was going or anything, and I'm still going to train every day and get up. Like I just do it because that's who I am. But, it's helped me with a lot of things in life. And that's where I do my best thinking too. I'm just training. And like, so I had like a couple hours a day I can be myself and like no distraction. Like I guess like mute the world. So
I had to take a week off. I got my chest tattoo all done. And so like couldn't ice tub in the morning before my workouts, couldn't go to the gym for like a week. So I planned some travel. I went out west for some business, came back, and it was like noticeably, I was like tense, stressed out. And I'm like, what's it been? I haven't been in the gym. I haven't been rolling. I haven't been lifting. I haven't been in the sauna. I haven't been in the ice tub. It's like a box I have to check. Otherwise I can tangibly feel my day is not the same, which is probably a weakness. I've had people tell me
it's a blessing and a curse that routine, like being such a routine person, like it's a blessing. Like, the minute I'm out of the routine, I don't know how to
I had some guy, he's a former NFL football player. Speaking of like the perils of Instagram, he like reached out and was like, hey, I want to be on the podcast. And then I'm like, oh, great. Yeah. I forget what his name was, but he then asked if we could get on a call beforehand. And then he tried to pitch me on being like my life coach. And he started first he was like asking me questions, and he was like, yeah, what motivate, and he like was just trying to set me up. And I was like, yeah, no, like I'm big into ice tubs. I do this. That's really a great way to hold me accountable. And he's like, why do you feel like you need that? And I'm like, I don't know. Like it just, like I kind of was caught off guard. I'm like, it's been very helpful. He goes, don't you think you should be able to be accountable without having that type of structure? And I'm like, I mean, maybe. Like, where's this coming from? And then he just started. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm like, what is it? Like, I thought we were just having a conversation about the podcast. He's like, well, and then instantly I'm like, okay, this is a sales pitch. I don't need you to be my fucking guru. Like,
yeah, dude. There's a lot of that. There's like people trying to, get over on you, and you're like, and you sometimes they just make it seem like it's genuine. And you're like, damn, I should have seen that coming.
Yeah,
but that's how this world works.
And that's like the thing nowadays. Like, really have had to really it's like being thankful for people who are genuine, like, because it's hard to find, like you said, like, a lot of people come off as genuine, like, they're just there intent, they just want something out, like, so you can find as people, we got to hold on to them for sure.
Well, and it's like, what's driving this? Do you have life experience that I should be like, because if you've been there and done that, then I want to hear your perspective,
right? But
I'm like, what did you just read a couple books? Like, what did you do? Listen to a Tony Robbins podcast, and now you realize you want to make money on Instagram? Like, okay, not quite probably the person that you should be giving anybody advice. To be quite honest.
Yeah, I see that. I see it a lot, and especially like NFL people, or and I get it. Like you've developed a people know you. People know you. You've developed a brand. And then like they stop and they're like, what do I do with this? You know what I mean? And it's, how can I make money? And some people just choose the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like that would be great if he started a gym and tried to actually mentor people, and he had a genuine interest in like the betterment of society. But he's just trying to, hustle.
He's trying to make 10 grand a month.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I just don't respect stuff like that. It's just not. That's not me. And I like to surround myself with people that have, like you said, people that are genuine, right? Or people that have hustle, or people that are, when I see you doing the ice baths, I see your story every time. God damn, dude. Like every single time, I'm like, this is same with you, and I'm like that. It's motivation, because. Like one, I sleep in, right? So you guys do that. But like my life is designed around me being able to do that, and I need my sleep for training and stuff. But I'm like, finding motivation in other people is a big thing, and that's one thing that I think Instagram can be good at. Finding motivation in other people, outside of your industry and stuff like that. I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah, and there's a ton of them, right? Like, there's the Cam Hanes and David Goggins type individuals that, whether you like them or not, how do you not get amped up? Like, I'll go and listen to a Jocko. Like, sometimes if I'm struggling with wanting to get into the cold, there's that video Good on YouTube from Jocko. If you guys haven't seen it, it's fucking awesome. And it's like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I turn it on, I get in the tub, and when it's over, like it gets me amped up the whole time I'm in there, and I don't even think about being in the cold. But there's just as many people that have like 1,000 followers that nobody knows who they are, but they're putting in the work and they're doing shit. And I've got a handful of them that I'm like, bro, you're some dude from like Duluth, Minnesota, and you're just a badass 45-year-old dad who's like putting in the grind, and you've got something cool to say. And it's like, that's just as valid.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, and like they're not doing it. Sometimes like Instagram's for like accountability, right? So like if you went like a week without posting, both of you went a week without posting that you were up at 4 a.m. doing stuff, I'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude? What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? Is he on vacation?
100%.
It comes to the second week, I'd be like, all right, something's up. You know what I mean? So it does, it like gives you this sense of accountability. And then it's also just like, it's a cool place to like post the things you're doing. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And like, that's another thing too. Like, I'm not posting them up at 4:30 or, my running, like, trials, like just like, I'm just posting for accountability. I'm not doing that like to, brag or be like, I'm better than you right now. Like, I'm doing that just to hold myself accountable. Like, but I agree. Like, social media, if it's used correctly, it can be a great asset. But so can anything, you know what I mean? So, there's a blessing and a curse to using social media. If you want to use it in a negative way, you can. Like, you're always going to find comments and things you don't like on there. And I always say social media too. People get so mad when people post like, if you don't like something, like just unfollow.
Yeah.
It's not personal. Like you don't want to see it unfollow. Like it's your phone you pay for. Like
Yeah.
you don't need to follow. Like you mean like you don't need to follow them. Just mute them. If, like,
Dude, I'd be muting people.
just
I
mute-
found that button.
dude.
Shit.
That's what I'm saying, dude. If you don't want them to like take it personal that you unfollow them, just mute them. Like you don't have to see, but you
Yeah.
can control that so easily. And like, so
Yeah, dude, I'd be meeting people like crazy. Ever since I found out that was a new feature, if you're negative, muting it.
Yep.
Muting it. If I see you and have like a negative thought, like I see your Instagram and like, I have a negative thought, I'm like, I'm gonna just mute it. You know what I mean? Like maybe at some point you'll like come back around, but like I just don't need to see it. You know what I mean? Like my social media is filled with like people like you guys, people in my circle, people that are like good for me, not people that are gonna be, detrimental to my thought process.
and I can't even like stand that negative stuff. Like maybe years ago when I was a different person, but now it's just like dude, like there's people who just live just like be miserable and like always have something to complain about and like sure like people are getting frustrated at times, you're gonna, get down, but like I just like don't even want to be around those people. Like I'll just straight up just cut them off and like not speak to them. It won't be like personal, but like I just don't want even that around me. That like that energy.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy,
Yeah.
man. Like misery loves company. And so people try to like get you to try to like tell you what they want you to see to be miserable with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It does, but also like it can be the opposite way. Like, people that want goodness and people that are striving for good things also want company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So take people with you.
Yeah.
That's like you're as people that are on a mission, as people that are trying to make it, like it's also your goal to, bring people along the ride, have a team, have people that like are going with you and like be a sense of motivation for them. And then, they'll be a sense of motivation for you at points, I think that's big.
No, for sure. So how's it going? You're what, like
I'm a week away
tomorrow.
from weigh-ins.
On track?
Yeah. The cutting weight thing, I actually I know it's crazy. I kind of like it. I view it as like shedding your like snake skin. You know what I mean? Like that inner like bitch. And it's hard. It's not an easy thing, but like especially that last week, I'm gonna cut carbs here. Probably Monday. I'm gonna do my last hard push on Sunday. Cut carbs on Monday. I'm drinking a gallon of water I've been drinking a gallon of water for like the past 3 days. Then you just up it and up it and up it. And then,
cut it off.
You cut it off and just kind of drain all the water out. But I have a good thought process with it. The last like 3-4 pounds, those are tough. Like once I get under 140, but it's nothing, like I said earlier, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? Like I get to go do it. Yeah, I get to do it. You know what I mean? I signed up for it and I have so many people counting on me.
Do you work with anybody on that?
Yeah, I just recently started working with Milo Nutrition or Milo Coaching Systems.
I was gonna say something.
Yep.
Are you fighting the same weight class again this fight? Or is it?
So I'm going down.
Okay.
The last weight class was like up a weight class.
Okay.
And I'm fighting back at 135, which is my weight class, bantamweight, and I'm excited to make weight at my weight class, cut the actual weight, like have a hard cut, feel like a professional again.
We get the privilege of having the lights turn on.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
Having a sauna taken
Some people,
apart.
Yeah, dude. So you got it.
I was thinking about it as you were saying that. I'm like, the fact that they're literally, I don't know if you can hear it, but they're taking apart the sauna at what will soon be the old headquarters of Stout. So, I mean, the flip side of that is we're blessed to be able to have a new headquarters down here in the Strip District, which will be fucking awesome.
Bro, that's one thing. So the sauna is something that has in this gym that has brought me that thought process where I'm like, some of these people are just not grateful. I love the people of Stout, but people are like, man, like this sauna doesn't work. And they unplugged it like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, have you guys ever been to a different gym? Like most gyms don't have saunas. Like, stop bitching.
And if you're like worried about it, just get a membership to another gym that has one.
Yeah.
Just go do it at night, like after you're training. Like there's a lot of gyms around here that have sauna. Like, you mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah, but like we and we're gonna have a super nice facility. And we're going
where's
through
the
like
new facility at?
it's up the street. It's gonna be, I think it's on 16th,
I think so.
16th and
Is
Penn.
that like
There's
is it where the Greyhound is, or is it
all I know is, do you know where Island Bowls, the acai place is?
that? No,
It's like a little
it's not in the
shack.
terminal, right?
No, it's like a little shack right across the street from that because I go there all the time.
Okay.
I've seen the progress photos.
Yeah.
It's looking bad.
Yeah, it's hopefully it'll be going by the end of the year. We're moving that gym. We're also moving the Monroeville gym too. So we got a lot going on. So all the people that are in contact with the gym, we just got a lot going on. Like we have
a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a great problem to
Which,
have.
by the way, dude, like this gym that we're in right now is better than most gyms that you're going to be in on any type of regional scene. Like I remember coming to HQ the very first time 5 or 6 years ago and being like, damn, like this is a fucking badass setup, because I only ever trained up in Zeeland. I mean, it was the Cranberry location at the time. And this is like unreal, right? Weight room, sauna, cryo is here, locker rooms. I mean, multiple areas to train. So it's like to continue to level up. It's a big part of it is because of the not just the growing academy of just people who recreationally train, but the competitors that are continuing to bring more people in and bring more visibility and
eyeballs.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Aiden like does a lot of photography for Underdog for Christian. And like he like started coming here because of Lou, you know what I mean? Like just like that, like,
Yeah. Yeah, I put up some crazy numbers on getting people signed up at the gym. It's my thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just like it's a way for one, like I want people to get to experience this like family. I'll try to get him. Well, I'm gonna get him one day to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he just wants me to come so you can kick my ass.
No, bro. Dude, it's like it's such a family and just like a great environment, and I just want people to be a part of it. You know what I mean? That's really why I do it. Obviously, like I work here, but I don't get anything. Like I don't get money out of it. But it's getting to the point now where like the amount of people I know, like I have people from college, they'll hit me up, like, yo, I just moved to Pittsburgh. I saw you do jiu-jitsu. I just got a kid signed up today or this week that did that. Aiden, my boy Trey's brother, TJ is supposed to be making his AMI debut in December. And just tons of people and trying to just like branch out. You know what I mean? Like, it's dope. It's a cool thing to be able to like give back to the gym and also give back to like my friends by giving them what my favorite thing is, which is this community. Yeah.
So do you sauna a lot in that final weight cut? Or do you do like hot tubs or?
So here's what I'll do. So I'm gonna load up my water basically after Sunday. I'm gonna do. Right now I'm like kind of done working hard. Sunday, I'm gonna go to Mat Factory, get a hard push with Isaac, who's just like, it's just something I do every Sunday. Me and my girlfriend go up on Sundays, go to Mat Factory, go have a chill day. It's my favorite day of the week.
What's Mat Factory?
Mat Factory. So it's another gym. It's in like the New Ken area.
Okay.
And it's just literally like the size of this room. There's mats, couple walls, and then like just world-class grapplers,
savages.
World-class grapplers in a tiny room. And it's a cool environment. A lot of the people in Pittsburgh or from Stout, like from the actual city, drive up to Mat Factory on Sundays, and it's dope. And so I'm gonna go there on Sunday. Then Monday, I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna work out in the morning, teach my class. Tuesday, I'm gonna do the same thing I always do. Wednesday, just kind of taper a little bit. Thursday, I'm gonna go to Bridgeville, cut weight, sauna until I get to 140, and then wake up on Friday, weigh-in day, and hot bath out like the last couple pounds, and then drive the weigh-ins, and then eat some cleanies.
Pick up.
Yeah. I don't know. You eat super healthy.
You eat pretty good.
Yeah. As soon as you weigh in, it like the most important thing is what like I'm gonna go perform in 24 hours. You know what I mean? And like accountability. Like I have a lot of people that bought tickets. I have a lot of people that went to perform. I'm probably not going to stand out no matter what. But like I'm putting the right stuff in my body. I'm fueling myself the right way, um, so that I can go perform to the best of my ability tomorrow. Right, the best of my ability. I'm gonna eat kale and quinoa chicken. You know what I mean? And I can wait 24 hours to, eat some ice cream.
What are you expecting out of this fight?
A finish, 100%. I think it's a really good opportunity for me. This dude has a lot of fights. He's experienced, records, not the best, but he's been in there 5 times over the amount of times I've been in the cage.
How does he typically lose?
He's got finished a couple times, but decisions.
A lot of decisions.
Tough
guy.
Yeah, tough guy, brown belt, vet.
Yeah.
And I wanted that. And, after that, it's, I go out, I finish this dude, I go put on the performance I'm supposed to. I go put on the performance I'm supposed to. I'm probably fighting for a belt for 247 at the end of the year, maybe early next year.
Who holds that right now for
nobody?
Bantam? Just open.
It's my belt. It's just whenever they decide to give it to me.
I love it.
Basically. Yeah. So I'm excited, man. I really think, my coaches have really been working on some specific stuff. And that's one thing I'm super grateful for. They're so invested in me. Like my coach, Will Morrill, it's like the brains behind the operation. Like he has, for each professional fight I've done, set out here's this guy's tendencies. Here's where we're going to take advantage. Here's what we're going to work on pads for the next, X amount of time. Here's what you and Mike are going to work on. And it's a video that he'll send to me. It's like 30 minutes long. First one was like an hour, 30 minutes to the next one, 30 minutes for this one. And it's just like a video I watched and I just refer to it. Go watch it. It's the guy's tape and it's, just the things that I'm supposed to do. And I'm telling you right now, no other coaches are doing that at the regional level. At the beginning regional level, there's no other coaches doing what my coaches are doing. It's just, that's fact.
You see a lot of opportunities to take advantage through those videos.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's a ton of opportunities, and there's only a couple ways I can get caught, and it's just, can I stay focused for the amount of time in the fight? And I have no doubt, like no matter what's going on in my life, and I'm blessed to be in the position I am going into this fight where I'm healthy physically, I'm healthy mentally, everything's going great. But no matter what's going on in my life, when the lights are on, I go out and I put on a performance every single time. I've done it since I debuted, and I will do it, and I will continue to do it. It's just who I am. I know I'm going to put on the best performance possible.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
You're going to be there, right?
Yep. I'll be there for sure. Last one was my first time ever being one of those, and it was like, I feel like the rest of the day I was like just riding the adrenaline. It was like the most I was nervous the whole time watching it. I was like, but it was awesome.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, man. It's good. I love I try to get people to come and obviously I make money off of tickets, right? But I want people to come and watch me. That's all I care about. I was texting Hunter. He was like, "Oh, I got a couple people from Yinzermont coming, right? And I've linked up with them to kind of sell tickets and stuff. And genuinely, the little bit of money I make off of it is not as cool as the fact that I get to go out and perform in front of more people. You know what I mean? And all the people that are buying tickets for other people, I'm the main event. They're gonna stay. They're gonna watch me, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, this kid's a nut. I love to watch him fight." And I'm selling T-shirts at the venue. They're gonna want to buy my T-shirt. You know what I mean? For me, it's just being able to perform in front of anybody, but especially the people I love, my people. You know what I mean? My sponsors, my co-hosts, my girlfriend, my family, my teammates. like I said, like the white belts in the gym to the black belts in the gym. You know what I mean? Everybody shows up in this community and they come and watch, and it's such a blessing to be able to just do it.
Well, dude, I can speak to that because it carries them too, right? Because I'm telling people. I was just having this conversation this morning. So, a couple of dudes that are from West Virginia, they live up here now in Cranberry. They're in the sauna every morning. We're at the gym at the same time, and they know what is the name of the kid. He's from West Virginia, but he fought a heavyweight and lost. Bronco. Yeah. So they know they're friends with Bronco.
So Bronco's teammates fighting Josh Visoki.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty well connected. Bronco technically fight Mike and Will corner Bronco.
Yeah. I was going to say, I know he had some affiliation loosely here.
Yeah.
These guys know him. So they went to a 247 fight. They saw you. And so I'm like, dude, Lucas is
that
fighting.
Was when I was co-main event.
And my one buddy, Kevin's like, oh, he's like, is that who you're doing that new podcast with? I was like, yeah. But it's like, I go now, and because I'm amped up it's like, I'm caring. I'm like, it's like you're my little brother or something. I'm like, dude, you need to come and watch Lucas fight. And so you get all these people that want to come and see you. Not only are they wanting to come and see you, they're wanting other people to come and see you as well.
Dude, I like, my favorite thing is like, I have people that are genuine like fans of me, and like that. Like I have people where like nothing means more to me than it is like when somebody's like, "But you gotta come watch Lucas fight." It's different. Yeah. He's so entertaining because I know I am, and I just want to be in front of more eyes. And I can't wait for the scale to get bigger and bigger and bigger, because like the more eyes I'm in front of, better my performances are going to be. And, you know, people are just going to jump on board. One of the people that I know really well that I've met throughout fighting is Trey Tipton. Yeah. And Trey genuinely was just like, yeah, I'm a fan. Like he got me on the podcast, his podcast called Aesthetic, with his buddy Vinny. And he has me on his podcast and he's like, yeah, bro, I had you on because like, I'm just a fan. And he's like, I went to your fight and it just like, it was different. And that was the one that I co-main for Bronco. I won by flying knee, like stuck my tongue out at the kid while I was walking him down. Like, I just like, it's a different version of me when I go out to perform. And I fucking love it. I love that guy. I have a disassociation with that guy until about this week. But when it's time for that guy to come out, bro, I'm a fan of that guy. Mm-hmm. Sick.
You can tell. We talked about that. Like, just I was really interested to see how you were going to be both physical. I mean, you look in killer shape right now, mm-hmm. but just the mental, the difference. You're such a laid back guy, and you're still laid back, but I can see the edge. It's starting to cut through a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, and I've like, especially leading into this fight, man, I've crossed my T's, I've dotted my I's, I've done everything right. So I'm really excited to go out and perform. Like, not that I hadn't done everything right in the past, but like, you know, that was things I got to learn from those, mm-hmm. and I'll do better the next one. But I just feel like this is like, you know, I'm really, really excited to go out and perform because, you know, it's only been since June 29th, but I'd beat the piss out of the June 29th Lucas for sure. And October 26th, Lucas is going to put on a great performance.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can just tell you're like calm, but like, yeah, he has that edge. There's like, yeah, just like the best mindset to have, just like collected.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I think gratitude is like the thing that grounds me. You know what I mean? Because you get like amped up for these fights. You're so excited. You're like, like I can't wait to go in. It's a week away. I wish it was today. And it's just like, you know,
enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy this, man. Yeah. That's it. Enjoy it. Right. I think I'm starting to be able to like do it. I've only walked to a cage. It's gonna be my 8th time for a fight. And I'm starting to get to the point where I can like enjoy things a little bit more. Like I know, you know, it's less stressful. I've done it.
Does it feel like time slows down a little bit? Like I remember
in the moment.
My amateur debut,
be in the moment.
It was like
chaotic.
It was the fastest. Like it happened so quick. Like the walk, it felt like I walked down in 5 seconds. It probably was a minute, right? Like the time once you get into the cage until you're walking to the center of the cage felt like 2 seconds, but it probably was 2 or 3 minutes, right? Like everything just was moving so quick. I'd imagine after 8 times.
It does slow down. Yeah, it slows down. And I think you can just like, you've done it, you've grown accustomed to it. So you know how it's going to feel.
Mhm.
Like now when I visualize, back when I visualized for my amateur debut walking out, I had no idea like what it was really like. Now when I visualize and close my eyes, I imagine walking out.
You're
I
visualizing what actually
actually,
is going to happen.
yeah, visualize what's going to happen. I can like, it almost feels like deja vu when it does happen.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And when you're visualizing, you got to visualize like random things that could go bad, right? Like when I visualize the fight, like, you know, back before I fought, make sure the lights don't turn off. Yeah, that's smart. Back before I fought, like, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go out and beat the piss out of this dude. Right now, I'm like, I'm probably gonna get punched in the face. He's trying to punch me in the face. You know what I mean? So visualizing that little bit of chaos. You know what I mean? When you're an AMI, you don't visualize that chaos back. You've never felt it, right? I've been hit in my past couple fights. You know what I mean? I've had, you know, a little bit of adversity. So I can visualize the adversity now. But at the end of the day, every time I sit down, I visualize, I come out on top. It's all that's the priority is like, you know, I either I get a finish or it's a tough fight, I win. But I think that's one thing that I personally excel at when I look at like all the other people that I know that fight. I'm really, really dialed in with that, right? And fight week is only that. You're training less. You like you feel like you're not doing enough fight week because you're like, I'm not working as hard as I like do every other week, right? Dude, like, I'm visualizing constantly. You know what I mean? Like after this podcast, I'm gonna go shadow box before open mat, and I'm gonna spend most of it just like visualizing, right? And those reps matter more than than hitting pads at this point. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Staying positive the whole time. I think that's that's a big thing.
No, I'm excited to. I was telling Mike, I want to get Mike, Will, you, myself post fight. I think that'll be a really good conversation to get the 4 of us to sit down and just talk about the preparation that goes in, the things that actually, like, I'm sure there's going to be things that you're like, dude, in one of those 30-minute videos, you broke this down. And do you remember this happening? Right. Like, to me, I get such a nerd about stuff like that.
So I'm going to give you a like inside baseball type thing right now. So Will called my finish for my pro debut, right? We have a code for it. And Will's like, I've only heard, have you ever heard Mike Corner? Were you in my last fight? You heard, no, I was cornering for 247.
I didn't see Mike at this. I've seen him corner one time.
So you were there, right? My coach that's super loud, that talks like a straight yinzer. That guy, he's like the only person I hear. I've only heard Will one time ever, and it was the code for me to do that flying knee. And we had game planned it. And the funny thing is, it was like manifestation because everything, like all the pictures for the promo leading up to it were just this flying knee. And we had, you know, just got unlocked like these new tools in a toolbox, right? And this was like one that like Will was like, I think this is gonna work on this kid for you know, whatever reason. And Will had expressed that, and then I hear him say it in the fight. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Boom, and I jump up, and I was like, oh shit. Like, and that's the feeling I had when he fell. I was like, oh shit, and I just stood over him with my tongue out, because like it's you know, that's just one of those things where I look back and I'm like, my gratitude for Mike and Will is so like it just can't be expressed, and like I can't wait to take them to the top with me because they deserve it.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know what I mean? The amount of work they put in, and everything to me at this lower regional level, I can't wait till we start fighting people.
Dude, it happened so quick. I mean, I just posted I think it was like episode 79. I had Cody Steele on, and I mean, just in 2 short years since he was on the podcast. Dude, that was right after the 2022 ADCC
was that
East Coast trials when he was like suplexing everybody really bad.
Dude, he's a beast.
He is
So
a
good.
handful for some people.
This dude's like a world-class grappler.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he went to Dana White's Contender Series. You win impressively, you usually get to the UFC. He's supposed to fight this dude backstage. Me and Mike Will just talked about this on the other pod. He's supposed to fight this dude, and backstage the other dude doesn't walk out because he's scared to fight Cody. And Cody's a grappler, but he finishes people with strikes.
Dude,
And that's terrifying.
It's a little Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
Chandler
actually
with better
really
jujitsu. Like he's a high level black belt.
Dude, Cody Steele's jiu-jitsu is better than anybody in the UFC.
Yeah, and he
Anybody
goes
in this
out
weight
there,
class in the UFC, his jiu-jitsu is better.
and he just wants he doesn't mind getting hit. He throws caution to the wind and just and he's explosive as all explosive. I'm like, I could see that kid being a superstar in the UFC because he's got the personality too.
Yeah, that's big. Having the personality and stuff too. He definitely has it. I think that's as important nowadays as anything else.
Mhm.
So, which kind of sucks, but it's a
Works
business.
out for you.
It's a business at the end of the day. Luckily, I just happen to have it.
Yeah.
I would be pissed if I was somebody that didn't have it. I was like, man, I'm really good.
But
Why
then you
somebody
got guys like Pereira, can't even speak English. I mean, you have
But
personality.
But he's like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of comes out all stoic.
because he's terrifying. You watch a lot of fighting?
No, I don't. Like, I'll just follow on Twitter, but I don't know. Just never until
Yeah.
now, honestly, with you. But I just never. I was thinking McGregor did who didn't, but
Get you addicted.
Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get
Yeah.
you a fight. He's gonna train here soon, man. I'm telling you.
What do you
You
weigh?
gotta try.
so I'm like 195 right now. I'm trying to lose like 20 more pounds. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because I played, so I was a baseball. I know you said you were soccer.
Yeah,
baseball.
yeah.
I played baseball. I played all sports, didn't wrestle. I wrestled. I told you I wrestled one time, Shingle House tournament when I was like 5 years old. But I played all other sports, college baseball, got into powerlifting, and being big and strong was the thing. And even getting into jiu-jitsu, I was like, yeah, but then I can't lift heavy today if I'm going to be grappling at night. And now I've completely shifted my workouts, and I'm like, yeah, I don't mind being 30 pounds lighter than I used to be because I would beat the fuck out of 30-pound
Yeah.
heavier Justin. I would toy with me.
That's the fun you should do because so with bodybuilding, I was usually 170, 180, and then I started working with this one coach, and he's one of the best in the world, and I literally was 235 my off season, so it's the biggest I ever got. Just picture on my Instagram, the transformation in a year, so it was crazy. But when I got out of that, I was like, dude, I don't even want to be this big. It was uncomfortable being that big.
It's hard to sleep.
But and just
Can't
everything,
breathe.
and it's just funny too because there's dudes at the gym just walk around they're so tough because it's always if you're under this weight that you're a bitch or something like that. Sorry if you can't swear, but that you're this or that. But dude, these people are 170, 160 would probably just not beat the shit out of you. That's what's so funny about the gym. These dudes,
235. You must have been enormous.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
the heaviest I was 215 at my heaviest.
Yeah, pull up a picture. I'm interested.
Yeah,
I knew you were into lifting. I know Jason that was doing photography and stuff. He's around this.
This is our 1 year
That's wild,
yeah,
bro.
and this was 4 weeks out. Yeah.
So you were competing.
Yeah. So this was a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's wild. I
I was
love that.
215.
Damn,
I had hair. That was the most
Yeah,
impressive
bro,
part
you
about
look-
the whole thing.
you look different.
That was a little watery there. A little too
Yeah.
much Diana ball, probably.
Yeah, yeah, man. I never got to.
Yeah,
got to
that was
do
that was
that.
probably my biggest.
I'll probably get once I'm done fighting and having to cut weight. I'll probably get obsessed with.
I don't know that I
I
could
could see
gain that
that
much.
happening.
If I get over
I
185,
couldn't eat like that ever again.
that's the problem.
I don't think I could
The
ever
eating
yeah,
constantly.
6 times no. Yeah, I wanted to puke when I was
And I'm not a big boned person, so
Mhm.
to try to grow that size to lift the weights that you have to, I started to have issues with my wrists and my elbows because it was just I see some of these dudes, they're huge, but it's bro, you could lift a car without even thinking about it. It took everything for me to have to put on that weight, to eat the calories to get to that weight, that now I can just work hard, float at 175.
Just be in
180.
shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bigger people more big here, but die faster. Like
Yeah.
your body's processed so much.
Because you're not
like,
supposed to.
yeah, you're not
Like,
supposed to be 300
yeah,
pounds.
like
You're
people say
not
how
supposed to eat
they're
that
so
much.
healthy, and it's like you're like there's nothing.
Look at Ronnie now.
Yeah,
Like
look at
he's
Austin,
it's sad, right? Like
look-
he can't walk.
I mean, look how many of them die. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, your body's just not supposed to be processing that much. Like
muscle,
food,
heart,
muscle.
like
Yeah, your heart can only do it's wild. And then, coming from somebody that's cut weight their whole life. I mean, I've cut weight since I was like 12. Since I was like freshman. So like 14. And I was always a small kid. And I it's just something I'm used to is like being on a diet and stuff. But I'm interested in what I'll be like afterwards.
Well, I'll tell you right now. I mean, I think I told you. So you probably I don't know if you know who Rumble Johnson is. He was a #1 contender, UFC fighter, but RIP, Rumble passed away.
Yeah,
and
super good fighter.
he was a collegiate wrestler, but in professional mixed martial arts, he used to fight at 170. He would cut to welterweight. He also fought at heavyweight. He fought Arlovsky at heavyweight, but the majority of his time, he was between. He fought middleweight, but then like towards the end, he was a #1 contender at 205. When I say this dude walked around at like 235, 240, 6'3", I don't know how the fuck he ever made it to 170.
do fighters ever use
170 pounds.
diuretics to like
I'm
make it
sure.
like
I'm sure he was using diuretics.
There's like
get tested? Yeah.
there's like yeah, you technically get tested for it. There's like little tricks. It's the water loading, right? So you drink a bunch of water and then you kind of just get it all out of you.
But he was using IVs to rehydrate.
Yeah, well, once you get to that point, it's like it's
I mean,
it's
dude,
not
he was
good.
cutting 40 or 50 pounds.
40.
That's insane.
I mean, he's huge. Dude, I mean, I remember standing next to him, his hands, everything about, like, he's bones. I'm like, how? You could have nothing on you, just be bones. I don't know how you could be 170 pounds. He looked like a fucking middle linebacker. And he was 39, 38 when I
It's
saw him.
scary, dude. It's scary. Like even me, and I don't cut too much weight. You'll see me weighing in, and you're like, what the fuck? But it's part of the game. I wish there needs to be a point in fighting where it's not part of it. But like I said, like I'm used to it. I'm good at it. And everybody does it, so it's just kind of like a thing you got to do. Something you have to do. And I'm really good at out suffering people, so I could make it. I'd probably make 125. Probably not.
So let me ask you this: if you go in there and you finish this fight in the first 2 minutes, is that disappointing in a way? Do you I know maybe not in a sense, but like
that'd be sick, man. I'd love it. I don't get paid by the hour, but nah, I think like there is like a little bit of that feeling. Like if it was like the first 15 seconds, maybe
Like you
a
think,
Conor
like,
McGregor,
Conor
I don't
and
know. Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, I think if it was like, I catch him like super early and it was kind of fluky, I would feel something about it. But if I go out and do what I think I'm going to do, if I go out and do what I think I'm going to do and put on a performance, then nah. You know what I mean?
I would feel like going and just beating the brakes off of somebody for 2 rounds would be actually a lot more gratifying than going out there and just getting a 20-second stoppage because you go out there and.
My last fight was really, really gratifying for me because, like, dude, people don't know this, but like in that fight, there was like a lot of adversity in the fight. The first round, I threw an elbow and lost feeling in my arm. Right, that happens literally like seconds later. The kid pops my LCL. So like I'm sitting there on the stool between the first and second round, and I'm like, bro, I got one arm leg. And Mike's like, positive thoughts. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then I go out, and at some point I roll my ankle in the second, and I'm sitting there on the stool again, and I'm like, fuck, man. I don't know if I want to go back out. Like, I might hurt my other limb. But I'm just going out, and I'm still performing well, right? I'm under duress, right? It's a lot going on. My first main event show. It was a weird show because it was during the day. There was a lot where like I could have lost that day. A lot of things didn't go my way, but I still fought for 15 minutes up a weight class and beat a super, super talented guy. So that to me was like a big, big stepping stone in my career because I was like, yo, I'm like, I can do this like really well, even under duress, even against adversity. Like I can go out and I can perform. And that's it. When they did the video, so they did a video for me. Jason did it. You know, a lot of it was talking about that, like just being like dealing with adversity and stuff like that.
Story of the underdog.
Yeah, the story of the
So,
underdog docu series. And it was really cool to see it happen because he ended up, so he got backstage stuff and then he got like my fight. And like in my head, it means more to me because I didn't tell anybody that like some of like those injuries happened. But I'm like, damn, this is like poetic. I'm in there and like literally nobody else knows that I can't feel my arm. Like I didn't have a hand for 5 minutes. Right? It came back. Like if you hit your funny bone, but if you hit your funny bone against a skull as hard as you possibly can. And like it didn't come back for like a while. And you know, nobody gives a shit. At the end of the day, they're watching you. Nobody knows what you're going through in that cage.
Yeah, they're not like, hey, let's stop this for a minute so you starts to feel a little bit better. Then you guys can fight.
Can I take a time out? Like I promise you, once this comes back, it's gonna be good. But you know, it's just like getting through it because I like that was like the first like real adversity. My debut, I got hit with an overhand, rocked me. But that was the first adversity, like real adversity I had faced, and I passed it. You know what I mean? The arm, the knee, the ankle, and just being like, you know what I mean? Like I proved to myself a lot in that fight. And now I'm not scared to go 15 minutes. Like in the back of every fighter's mind, when they go pro, it's like, yo, 15 minutes is a long fucking time. I've done it before. Done it up a weight class. I've done it hurt. So I checked 3 boxes that fight. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to go out and perform against this guy.
It's gonna be a hell of a fucking night. A lot of great fights.
There's a lot of great fights. Brian Mitchell making his amateur debut. He trains super hard. He's like a kid that's just bought into the gym. He's bought into the program from the jump. Buys tickets, helps support everybody. He's always training. He's making his AMI debut. Luke Martin fighting for the AMI title. Me and Luke went to college together. We wrestled at WVU. We were both he was like really big fighter coming up on the way, or a big wrestler coming up on the way, high school wrestler. We met each other in college, and now he fights here in Pittsburgh. He's fighting for featherweight title that I actually used to have when I was an amateur. Josh Visoki making his pro debut, knockout artist. You know, Northside kid. I
was just gonna say he just reminds me of somebody that's just like a bar fighter.
He's like a cartoon character. I mean, he's hilarious. But yeah, he's making his pro debut. Super excited for him. You know, a long time. He's been fighting for since 2016. So you know, a long time coming. And then you know, your boy's headlining the show. So that's an opportunity in itself that I'm super, super like grateful for 247. To you know give me opportunities like that. Obviously, I've earned them, but you know I'm grateful that they see it in me, and I'm gonna go put on the best performance possible in front of everybody and in front of all the people I love, which is just like you know that's kind of why I made these like change my name, Steel City Seabird thing, made these T-shirts. Like it's me it's my way to kind of give back. You know what I mean? To the city, to the gym, to all the people that represent me.
So it's official?
Yeah, man.
Steel City Seabird?
Yeah. So it's like a way, and the way I look at it, it's like a way for me to give back. Like I wasn't born here, but like I do feel like the city adopted me.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, I drive over the bridges every day past the stadium and I see it all the time and rolls off the tongue. And he's like, it was destined to happen. I mean, Mike was Iron City Mike Wilkins. And you know, it's a way for me to represent everybody, and feel like I'm carrying that flag,
yeah,
you know, with my name.
Absolutely.
which is a really dope thing. I'm excited to see everybody have the t-shirts out at my fight. It's gonna be a great night.
Still tickets available?
Tickets are available. Yeah. I'm gonna have physical tickets. We're gonna be actually selling some at the front desk if throughout this week. Andy Anderson's gonna be taking care of that for me. I have some physical tickets. If you walk up to me, I'll have some on me. T-shirts also available. You can message me. Probably just gonna hand everything off to my girlfriend, have her handle it because she's been killing it. Doing all that stuff, being that like
Dude,
right
and
hand.
real quick, while we're talking about her, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of people have seen the video, but she choked the fuck out of that
Oh
guy
my
at the
God,
Steelers
yeah.
game. Did
Did
you
you
see
see it?
that video?
Mm-mm.
I wish that I had like a screen we could pull it up.
Bro. So we go trying to sell tickets at the Yinzer Mob.
Oh yeah.
And she bets this dude. Like we go, we're like, all right, well, what can we do to kind of like get to sell these tickets? Right?
Was he from Pittsburgh?
Cold calling people. No, this dude's from Connecticut.
He's from Connecticut.
He's Connecticut.
'Cause he had a Cowboys
He's a
jersey.
Cowboys fan, right? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm gonna like say I can choke him out. Now, she's 115 pounds, but she's also a blue belt world medalist. So she's a dog. She's been doing jiu-jitsu forever. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And she bets she goes up to like this group of like 5 guys. They're all huge. And they're like, nah, that guy will definitely do it. This dude's 300 pounds. Complete like beast. And he's like, yeah, jump on my back. And we like thought he would tap.
Yeah, she even
He was
told him,
supposed to tap.
Yeah, just tap.
Right?
I feel like you're gonna go out.
And then he just falls down. And we're like, oh shit. And then I pick up his legs. I'm like, what's up, dude? He's like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, you didn't tap. But he was super cool about it. He bought tickets. And I think they might be making a road trip.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
They might be making a road trip. If
You have
not, I know he's buying the pay-per-view. I like message him. I met a lot of cool people there. Yinzer Mob's a really cool, basically sponsor for me, and I got a lot of people coming out. Joey Madness runs it. He actually trains at the gym. You know what I mean? The community here. And just super blessed to have that. Last thing, just like these sponsors.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you.
She took care of that too. She designed this banner. My man Ryan with Underdog. I work at Clean Eats. They handle a lot of my nutrition and stuff. I refuel with them after I weigh in every single time because I eat it every week. Cranston IT, we've talked about Patrick. Patrick Cranston, he's the man.
Dude,
he's been sponsoring me. He's been sponsoring me from the jump.
He's a good guy.
He's a super good dude. Him and his daughter come to the gym all the time. The Closet, that Christian kid, man. He's awesome. I love him. He's 23. He's running the like #1 vintage store in Pittsburgh, and he's just like it impresses me. You know what I mean? He's actually let me sell T-shirts out of his shop, and he should be at the fight. He's trying to come, but dude, that man, he might be the most busy guy now.
Yeah.
Ernie and Bob, both these guys sponsored me for my past couple fights. Really grateful. Introduced me to the David Allen. Took me to David Allen Fashion Show. Grateful for some of the stuff they've done for me in the past. That's my nutritionist. Helped me get everything in line. This is Selena's cosmetic tattooing company, #1 cosmetic tattooing company in Pittsburgh. Her cousin Jenna has a hair salon and nail studio. I'm sure people know by now I paint my nails for my fight with my girlfriend and her daughter, and she takes care of that. David Allen, shout out to him. Super good dude. Grateful for everything he's done. But the most important two are definitely listen to your coaches, Mike and Will, and this gym.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then you and being able to do this podcast. It's been awesome. So I'm excited. I'm really blessed to, put on a performance, to, express everything. You know what I mean? It's just like it's my love letter to everybody is to go out and just
how sweet.
It's just go out and beat this dude's ass. You know what I mean? It really is. It really is. So I'm excited, and I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
No, I appreciate you
man.
guys having me. You give me the opportunity to even come and chat with you guys. I appreciate you believing in
Yeah.
the brand and getting to know me more.
Yeah, where can people find Underdog?
So either online at the udshop.com, at the closet. See ya.
Yeah, there's stuff on the closet. I'll throw his Instagram out.
Yeah,
in my
we'll
bio
put it
for
out
the-
for sure.
for the upcoming couple weeks. That way, people don't have to search too far to find it. You already follow me, find his at. I'm always wearing his stuff. No, I support my people. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Kick some ass.
yeah, I
let's get
appreciate
it.
it. Talk to you guys after.